Sairam, Manoj sir, good morning, good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to our new edition, our April edition of Swar Shravan. So, there is a story that I heard recently. There is a story of a woman who once approached um Pablo Picasso. Pablo Picasso was one of the great painters, and she asked him to create her portrait. And Picasso quickly created a sketch of the woman in just 30 seconds and presented it to her. The woman was amazed by the skill and the speed at which Picasso was able to make the painting. And she asked him, "So, how much do I need to pay you for the sketch?" And Picasso said 30,000 liras. So the woman said, "Why so much? It only took you 30 seconds to paint this, and you want 30,000 liras for this?" And Picasso replied, "No, madam. It took me 30 years to be able to paint this sketch for you in 30 seconds." So, similarly, the artists that Manoji presents for us every time, all of them make it look like, it's so easy playing an instrument or rendering a rag. But let's not forget the tremendous amount of preparation, practice, riyas that all these great kalakars, put themselves through in order to build up to the skill and talent that we see when they present something for us. So our heartfelt naman, heartfelt gratitude to all of them. And I have no doubt that today's Swar Shravan artist for the day will also be of that caliber. So, Manoj sir, let me turn it over to you. And who do we have the pleasure of listening to today?
Thank you so much, Seshadriji, and namaskar to everyone. Well, what an amazing example Seshadriji presented to all of us. Just by listening, it was just so touching. So just imagine the actual process that all these legends go through. So yes, you are absolutely right, Seshadriji. Today we are into session 30 of Swar Shravan, and we have an instrumentalist today, a legend, a male instrumental maestro, and so our artist for today, he is a violinist, and when I was collecting information about him and reading about him and listening to the testimonials by his fellow artists, I heard that long time ago in the 50s, so there was this one artist who heard some violin in a small room in Mumbai, and he stopped and he could not move. And so he went inside and then he spoke with the artist, and all those things happened. And so that was the kind of violin that our artist for today presented at that time, like almost 60-70 years back. And truly a legend, and someone who propagated the Gayaki Ang, meaning to play the violin like a singer. And of course, I must mention here that especially in Hindustani music, I remember a long time ago we had done a Swar Shravan on the legendary sitarist Pandit Nikhil Banerjee. And he said the same thing, that everything originates from vocal. So all the instrumentalists and everybody plays vocal music in their own style, right? So some may try to stress more on the instrumental aspect. Some may try to stress more on the vocal aspect, the gaiki young, as we say. But the base is vocal music, and that's exactly our artist for today also propagated. And whom are we talking about? None other than the violin legend, late Pandit D K Datar ji. Yes, Pandit D K Datar. So I think it was a couple of years back that we had Vidushi N. Rajamji, whose program we had presented. So another such legend, Pandit D K Datarji. So we are going to listen to his masterpieces today. We're going to start with a very popular rag Madhuvanti, in which Panditji will present a composition in Vilambit Ektal, that's a 12-beat cycle, a very slow 12-beat cycle. And second composition is in Drut Teen Tal, the faster composition in Teen Tal, 16-beat cycle. I'm sure all of you must have heard Madhuvanti now. For 30 sessions we've been listening to so many rags, and even otherwise I know that many of you listen to so many rags on YouTube and also through songs, right? So Madhuvanti is a early evening melody. So something like this. Ni sa ga ma pa ga ma pa ni sa dha pa dha ma pa ga sa ga ma pa ni dha pa ma pa ga ma ga re sa. That is Rag Madhuvanti. So let's listen to Pandit Ji with Rag Madhuvanti.
01 Rag Madhuvanti MP3 34 selected button speech off.
आहा, वाह. आहा, वाह.
ये जो मैं बंदिश बजा रहा हूँ, ये अभी के समय के लिए बहुत ही सूचक है. इसके शब्द हैं माता अंबिके माता अंबिके. नवरात्रि चालू है.
Wow. See, what an amazing exposition of Rag Madhuvanti. Somebody is unmuted. Seshadriji, if you can just mute them, probably they don't realize that they're unmuted. Thank you.
Sorry, sir. I think you'll have to, because I tried to, but I couldn't. I guess I don't have the permission. So
Oh,
if you,
okay. Let me
everyone,
just.
so anyone who's not muted, please mute yourself so that we don't interrupt
Right.
Manojji's presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just anyway make you the co host so that you can just. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So, Rag Madhuvanti. And, there was something very interesting there. I don't know if all of you noticed. Through this performance, there was another element of Panditji that we saw as to how amazing his disciple also was. You know, so in one of his interviews, Panditji actually mentioned that he is not a teacher. So when the interviewer asked him about his disciples, so he basically said that people who had learned or have some basic training in violin or in music generally, they came to him, and what he would tell them was, okay, I'll play and you just follow me, right? So that's normally not the way we would teach somebody who wants to learn music, but even to be able to do that, is such an amazing skill, and just to inspire somebody, isn't it? I mean, just with your presence and with your performance, if you are able to inspire somebody to achieve great heights, that in itself is a learning curve for everyone. So that was very evident in this recital, if all of you heard. So in fact, I especially want to mention the name of a real thriving violinist right now in Hindustani music, that is, male violinist, Shri Milind Raikar, who's the topmost disciple of Panditji, and he's an amazing violinist. So please do listen to him, Shri Milind Raikar. So, and of course, even Milindji's son, Yagnesh. So, see, that is how you inspire people generation after generation with your presence, with your mere presence, and of course, your ability and skill, right? So, okay, so Panditji presented for us Rag Madhuvanti. Next one is a composition in Jhaptal, which is 10 beat cycle, and it's based on Rag Tilak Kamod. So Tilak Kamod is very similar to a more popular rag, which is Des. So I'll first sing a little bit of Des and I'll show a slight difference. So Des, obviously, Vande Mataram, that is Des. Sare ma pani sare ni da pa da ma ga re re ma ga re ni sa re ma ga re. So the emphasis on re. Tilak Kamod, almost the same swars, but the emphasis swar changes from re to ga. Pani sa re ga sa sa re ma pa dha ma pa sa pa dha ma pa ga sa re ga sa sa ga re sa ni pani sa re ga sa re pa ma pa ga sa re ga sa. So almost the same swars, but just with a change of emphasis swar, the rag changes, right? So that is Tilak Kamod, presented by Panditji in Jhaptal. Sorry about that.
Speech on. Sunday, April 9. iPod. Shank. Playback destination. Track. Pre. Play. Next. Volume. Press home to open. Select. File info. 0 to Rock T Lock Canada. Select slash. Back button.
Wow.
Selected. 0 to
That
Rock
was
MP3. File info. Button.
Rag Tilak
Options
Kamod.
available.
The next one, next composition, the next rag is a very unique rag. We call it the Jod rag, meaning combination of two rags. And in fact, it's a very popular combination because you have the very famous movie song from the movie Basant Bahar. कैत की गुलाब जूही चंपक बन फूले कैत की गुलाब जूही मगरे सा सा म म प ग ग म नि ध नि नि सा. Which rag am I talking about? Basant Bahar. Yes. So this is rag Basant Bahar. So it is a combination of rag Basant. So Basant is Dhare sa ni dha pa ma ga ma ga ga ni ma ga re sa, and then Bahar sa ma pa ga ga ma ni dha ni sa. So that is Basant Bahar. So it's a combination rag, and that's the rag that we are going to listen to from Pandit Ji. Composition in Teen Tal, 16 beat cycle.
03 Rock Basant Bahar M. Select
No, so amazing. So there was a point where he was actually playing one line of Basant, one line of Bahar, and that's the thing about these kind of rags, that it's not like a fixed thing that you play going up one rag and coming down the other rag. So you so skillfully mix it up, and that is the amazing talent that we just heard from Pandit Ji, right? So that was Rag Basant Bahar. And now the interview, which will be in Marathi, so I'll try to explain the gist after the interview. But in this, in fact, that's how I also came to know that Pandit Ji played quite a lot in film industry in the 50s and the 60s. And he actually, if I'm not mistaken, talks about his association with the famous duo Lakshmikant Pyarelal ji in this interview, and his experiences basically playing for a studio recording as opposed to playing a classical music concert. So let's listen to this interview.
File info 04 interview MP3 18.0.
दातार साहेब, आपलं घराणं तर गाणाऱ्यांचं होतं, मग आपण व्हायोलिन हे वाद्य कसं निवडलं? पेटी निवडली नाही किंवा तबलाही निवडला नाही?
आमचं घराणं गाणाऱ्याचं असून आम्ही व्हायलिनकडे कसं आलो? व्हायलिन हे वाद्य मी निवडलं म्हणजे खरं म्हणजे ते मी नाही निवडलं, मोठ्या भावाने मला माझ्या हातात व्हायलिन दिलं आणि सांगितलं की तू व्हायलिन शिकाय. म्हणजे मोठ्या भावाने असं सांगितलं, उद्यापासून तू व्हायलिन शिकायला जायचंस. कारण तो काळ असा होता की आपल्या घरातला जो प्रमुख असेल तो ठरवायचा आणि त्यांनी ठरवल्याप्रमाणे बाकीच्यांनी वागायचं. व्हायलिन हे तसं कठीण वाद्य. त्याचं कारण असं की जसं हार्मोनियममध्ये काय स्वर तयार असतात, तुम्ही बोट टेकलं की सूर वाजतो. व्हायलिनमध्ये तसं नाही, प्रत्येक सूर तयार करायला लागतो आणि मग तयार केल्यानंतर तो सुरात वाजला पाहिजे. हा पण एक भाग त्याच्यात आहे की व्हायलिन हे कमी लोक वाजवतात आणि तसं पाहिलं तर व्हायलिनला स्कोप खूप आहे. म्हणजे व्हायलिन हे लाईट म्युझिकमध्ये वाजतं, सिनेमा संगीतात वाजतं, सोलो वाजतं, शिकवण्याकडचे मिळतं. त्यामुळे व्हायलिनला स्पॅन मोठा आहे. अगदी सुरुवातीला जेव्हा मी व्हायलिन वाजवायला म्हणून हातात घेतलं तेव्हा असं वाटलं की हे काय आपल्याला जमण्यातलं नाही, हे आपल्याला जमायचं नाही, हे फारच कठीण आहे. ह्याच्यात प्रत्येक स्वर वाजवायचा आणि सुरात लावायचा आणि ते सगळे सूर सुरात लागायचे आणि अशा तऱ्हेने क्लासिकल वाजवायचं. प्रत्येक वेळा ज्या तारेवरती गज आहे त्या तारेवरती बोट नसायचं असं व्हायचं. नंतर सवयीने ते होत गेलं, नंतर ते आवडत गेलं.
पंडितजी, कॉलेजचं शिक्षण आणि व्हायोलिनचं शिक्षण या दोन्हीला आपण कसा वेळ देत होतात?
मी कॉलेजमध्ये 50 ते 53 पर्यंत गेलो. मी कॉमर्सला होतो, पोदार कॉलेजमध्ये होतो. कॉमर्सचा कोर्स जो होता त्यातलं फक्त द व्हॅल्यूज ऑफ लाईफ म्हणून इंग्लिश पुस्तक होतं, तेच आवडायचं. मी देवधरांच्या शाळेमध्ये पंडित विघ्नेश्वर शास्त्रींच्याकडे व्हायलिन शिकायला जायला लागलो. माझे गुरुजी गाऊन दाखवायचे, पण त्यापेक्षा स्वतः ते वाजवून दाखवायचे. स्वतः ते सांगायचं असं वाजलं पाहिजे, असं गाण्यासारखं वाजलं पाहिजे, व्हायलिन तुटक तुटक वाजता का म्हणा. थोडक्यात म्हणजे ते असं म्हणायचे की एका तऱ्हेवरती वाजवतोय व्हायलिन असं वाटलं पाहिजे. त्यामुळे मग मींड गमक प्रत्येक स्वराच्या बरोबर ते बेलावे हे सगळे येऊ शकतात. तसं व्हायलिन वाजलं पाहिजे. त्यांचा असा मानस होता की हा संगीतातला मुलगा आहे आणि हा आपलं नाव करेल, तेव्हा ह्याला व्हायलिन चांगलाही वाजवता यायलाच पाहिजे असा त्यांचा आग्रह होता. मी त्याच्याकडे 8 ते 10 वर्ष शिकलो. मी BCom नाही झालं, मी इंटर कॉमर्सला सोडलं. हो, कारण मला संधी आली संगीतातली. तर तेव्हा मग असा एक विचार होता की ही संधी आता घेतली तर, नाहीतर मग फॉर नेव्हर. ती संधी म्हणजे DV पलुस्करच्या बरोबर वाजवण्याची. 52 ते 55. पलुस्कर 55 साली निवर्तले. त्यामुळे 52 ते 55 ही वर्ष मला त्यांच्याबरोबर वाजवण्याची संधी मिळाली. मला DV पलुस्करांचा म्हणजे बापूराव पलुस्करांचा सहवास लाभला. त्याच्याबरोबर मी व्हायलिनच्या साथीही केलेल्या आहेत. ते असं म्हणायचे की मी तुला साथीदार म्हणून घेऊन जात नाही, तुला स्टेजवर बसून कसं वाजवायचं, संगीताचं ज्ञान व्हावं, संगीत कानावर पडावं, हे स्टेजवर बसून सभाधीटपणा त्यामुळे आला माझ्यात.
दातार साहेब, आपण फिल्म्स डिव्हिजन मध्ये होतात आणि HMVतही होतात, तर या दोन्ही मधला आपला अनुभव कसा होता?
1952 साली मी हिज मास्टर्स व्हॉइसमध्ये नोकरी केली. त्या नोकरीचा मला फायदा असा झाला की लाईट म्युझिक कसं वाजवायचं, लाईट म्युझिक जसं मी म्हटलं तसं 30 सेकंदाचा पीस वाजवा, हे सगळं मला HMVत कळायला लागलं. किंवा एवढा छोटा, ते असं म्हणायचे की दातारजी आप एक छोटा पीस बजाई 30 सेकंद का. मी 30 सेकंद कसं वाजवायचं व्हायला, ते पण त्यांनी सांगितलं हम बताते, स्टॉपवॉच हातात घेऊन ते गाणं म्हणून दाखवायचे, असा तो पीस होऊ शकेल, 30 सेकंद तुम्ही वाजवा. तर मला त्याचा फायदा झाला. तेव्हा मी पुष्कळ लोकांच्या बरोबर व्हायलिन वादक म्हणून होतो. 1955 साली मी फिल्म्स डिव्हिजनमध्ये विष्णुदास शिराळी यांच्या हाताखाली व्हायलिन वादक म्हणून सुरुवात केली. म्युझिक डिपार्टमेंटमध्ये गायनाची मैफल ही 3-4 तासाची असते, पण फिल्मचं बॅकग्राऊंड म्हटलं तर असं सांगायचे 35 सेकंदाचा पीस वाजवा. फिल्म डिव्हिजनमध्ये मी रिटायर होईपर्यंत नोकरी केली. अर्थात मी रिटायर होईपर्यंत नोकरी केली याचं मुख्य गमक असं सांगायचं आहे की तिकडे फारसा काम नव्हतं. काम नसल्यामुळे मला माझ्या प्रॅक्टिसला भरपूर वेळ मिळायचा. लक्ष्मीकांत प्यारलाल, कल्याणजी आनंदजी, रोशनलाल, त्याच्यात पन्नालाल घोष, या सगळ्यांच्याकडे मी वाजवलेला आहे. लक्ष्मीकांत प्यारेलाल हा स्वतः व्हायलिन वादक आहे, फार उत्तम व्हायलिन वाजवणार आहे, आणि त्याला माझं व्हायलिन फार आवडायचं. तो म्हणायचं इंडियन व्हायलिन में हमको सिर्फ दातार का अच्छा लगता है, बाकी किसका अच्छा नहीं लगता, असं त्याचं मत होतं. आम्ही क्लासिकल वाजवतो म्हणजे फिल्म संगीत सहज वाजवू शकतो असं नाही. फिल्म टेक्निक हे वेगळं आहे. ते जास्ती वेस्टर्न लोकांनी, ख्रिश्चन लोकांनी जास्ती आत्मसात केलं होतं. जसं रविशंकरांच्याकडे वाजवताना त्यांच्या रेकॉर्डिंगची एक गंमत अशी, एकदा एका रेकॉर्डिंगला त्यांच्या रेकॉर्डिंगच्या कलावंतांची यादी विजयराघवराव तयार करतो. विजयराघवराव त्यांचे शिष्य. तर त्यांनी विजयराघवरावने असा विचार केला की ह्या गाण्यात काय व्हायलिनचं काही खास काम नाही, तेव्हा व्हायलिन कोणी नको. आणि झालं असं की रेकॉर्डिंगच्या वेळेस रविशंकरांना व्हायलिनची आठवण झाली आणि म्हणे व्हायलिन रखो. तर विजयराघवराव म्हणाले वायलिन तो हमने बुलाए नहीं, किसको, क्यों नहीं बुलाए तुमने, कभी भी ध्यान में रखना, रिकॉर्डिंग में काम हो या नहीं हो दातार का नाम होना ही चाहिए. मग ते कैसे दिल बीते गए वगैरे हे सगळे त्यांनी, ही सगळी गाणी त्यांची मी वाजवली आणि खूप चांगल्या तऱ्हेने ते खूप खुश व्हायचे. व्हायलिन वाजवल्यानंतर नेहमी मला बोलवायचे. आणि रविशंकरांनी सुद्धा माझं व्हायलिन ऐकल्यानंतर दिल्लीला असे उद्गार काढले होते, यू हॅव अ व्हेरी ब्राईट फ्युचर.
So see, it is so amazing. So basically, what Datarji was saying was as to how difficult the violin instrument itself is. You have to learn to be able to produce notes, right? Unlike harmonium where the notes are ready-made, that's not the case with violin. And of course, the opportunity that he got working in films division and to be able to play with the likes of Lakshmikant Pyalalji and all those great music directors that he mentioned. And also being very highly appreciated by the legends of the music like Pandit Ravi Shankarji, right? So we are talking about such a legendary maestro today, Pandit D.K. Datarji. So the next one is a light music composition based on a very, very popular rag Pahadi. right? So a very famous folk tune, isn't it? Originating from the mountains of Kashmir. So here goes Panditji playing a composition in Dadra Tal, 6-beat cycle, Rag Mishra Pahadi.
File info 05 Rag Mishra Pahadi. Select back button.
ओके अभी बिल दो मैं देती हूँ होटल का बिल भेज दो देखना
Uh-huh. Wow. There's so much
Selected.
melody and subtlety in that playing, isn't it? And especially to be able to play like that on an instrument like violin, it was almost like the violin was singing, right? It was, rags like Pahadi and all the semi-classical rags are sometimes very tricky to play because they have so much subtlety in them, right? So to be able to produce that on an instrument, such an amazing skill. So that was Pandit ji playing for us Rag Mishra Pahadi. And to conclude, as always, a very popular bhajan, Jogi Mat Ja, Rag Bhairavi and Tal, Teen Tal.
Violin 06 Rag Mishra Bhairavi. Select / back button.
Fast composition in Teen Tal. Wah, wah, wah. Let's pay our obeisance to this legendary artist, Pandit Datar ji. And in fact, in the end, we heard him play the typical instrumental style in which, we finish at a crescendo by playing, fast-paced jhala, as they call it in instrumental music. So we heard that also from Pandit ji. So, just as he inspired many of his students, let us also get inspired to pursue our own musical journey, not just as musicians or students, but also as listeners and appreciators of music, right? So let's continue to listen to the artists and the legends like Panditji more and more, so that we really know the true value of music and the effort that goes behind it, as Seshadriji very rightly pointed out at the beginning of the session. So with that, we conclude our session for today. Thank you to all those who attended the session. And the next session is going to be on Mother's Day. Yes, the second Sunday of May. That is going to be May 14th, and it's Mother's Day. So until then, stay safe and happy listening. Namaskar.